our dietitian, Ashley Kibudha, is in the studio. Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here once again.
No, Ashley, that's not the way it works. Just wait a second. Now you must.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here again and talk all about sugar. 'Tis the season.
Tis the season.
Yes.
You well?
I'm good.
I love your handle. First of all, you've got to follow Ashley, and it is it's time.
It's dot time.
It's dot time.
Yes, time. THYME_.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Now, Ashley, okay, I did say before that, today, by the way, get involved, get engaged. Remember, we're talking about natural sugar and added sugar. What's the sweeter deal? Okay, get on to Spice FM KE. We're talking about, we're live on Facebook. That is on spicefm.co.ke. You've got a solid 45 minutes to ask Ashley anything related to the topic. Not those questions you like asking, Mariam, by the way. Ask Ashley anything related to the topic. You can either dial the number 0719012600 or get onto Spice FM KE. We're talking about It's Wellness Wednesday with Ashley. We're talking about natural sugar and added sugar. First of all, let's start with the basics, Ash.
Yes.
And listen, there's no daft question, by the way.
That's correct. No dumb question. We take them all.
What is sugar?
So when we think of sugar, what macronutrient is it classified as? Is it a protein? Is it a carb? Or it's a fat? So it is classified as a carb. So that's where the sugar comes from. So think of it as a carbohydrate. Yeah?
Do you know why? Sorry.
Huh?
Do you know why it's a carb?
It gives us energy.
There we go.
Yes. So it gives us energy. Now, when we look at sugar, we want to look a little bit more in depth because there's different types of sugar. There's the natural and there's the added. Okay, so I'm going to give you three categories of the sugar. So first of all, there's fructose. F for fructose, F for fruit. This is the sugar that is naturally found in the fruit. Okay, that is natural sugar. We don't need to limit. We don't need to avoid. We don't need to feel bad for eating fruit. Okay, good, natural source. Then we have lactose. Okay, that is the natural sugar or the natural carb that's found in dairy products. So if you look at plain white cow's milk or plain white goat milk or camel milk or plain yogurt, and there's some sugar on the nutrition facts panel, that is naturally occurring. It has not been added. So we don't need to limit that or feel bad about that. Okay, so those are the only natural sources of sugar.
Right.
Everything else is added. Okay. Everything else we want to limit. And we'll get more into what key examples are of that. Right. And so then we kind of, the added sugar is the rest of them. So like sucrose, for example, that's the table sugar, the sugar that you put in your tea.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to play a little game with you guys today, actually. So I'm going to run through a list of sweeteners or sugar type things, and you tell me if they're natural sugars or added. Okay. So we'll go through the list first of all, one by one. Right. So fructose, natural or added?
That is natural.
Perfect, because we learned it comes from the fruit.
Yes.
Lactose,
Natural.
because it comes from the
Fruit.
From the milk.
Yes.
From dairy.
Exactly. Yes. What about cane juice?
You see, I wanted to ask, but teacher was talking.
Cane juice.
Sugar cane.
Yeah.
Mewa.
Sugarcane is natural.
It's natural,
But
yes.
once it's processed, it becomes unnatural, right?
Okay. It's actually added. Remember,
What are you talking?
Yes, cane sugar is added sugar, okay? Because there's no nutritional value. It is just the sugar. So that's how we determine. So when you
Are we
have
talking about sugarcane?
yes, sugar cane, the thing that
The one
grows.
that we usually buy-
yes, that you bite
chew
on.
on.
Yes.
Hold on. Hold up. Arrested development. Because now everyone in Western Kenya is now sat up and listening to you bolt upright.
Yes.
Are you talking and saying, Ashley,
Yes.
Mrs. Kibudha?
Yes.
Because right now, and sugarcane, as the cane itself,
Yes.
obviously it's cut up and
Yes.
it's sold all over the
I
streets.
know, you chew it. I even buy it
Yes.
for my kids.
There we go.
Yes.
And then also they make a big thing about it.
Yep.
Ulabaloo to shops.
Yes, and they put it in the juice, right?
Thank you.
And they sweeten the juice
Bus.
by adding cane juice, and they say this is good and healthy
Yes.
for you. It's natural. And I'm telling you, it's added because they have added it to the natural fruit juice. And how you determine natural from added is when we have the fruit, we're getting the sugar, the natural carb, but we're also getting fiber, vitamins, and minerals. The same with the lactose in the milk. We're getting protein, minerals, we're getting all these other things with it. When you have the cane sugar, it is a simple carb. You are just getting sugar. You are not getting other nutrients. Everyone's going to promote out there and say, it has this source of that, this source of that. But how much cane sugar do you need to consume to get an amount of those nutrients that will positively impact your health? A lot of cane sugar juice. Yeah? And then you're also getting all of that sugar and no fiber. You see. So let's continue with my list.
Wow. Okay, go on.
Yeah. What about high fructose corn syrup?
Syrup, that is added sugar.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Molasses.
Natural.
Added.
Wow.
Why?
What?
Yes. Remember, it's not a fruit.
Yeah,
and it
it's a
doesn't come from
byproduct.
dairy.
Yes, yes.
Even though it comes from a natural source.
Yes.
So did you guys know this? So the white sugar we put in our tea,
Yes.
that comes from sugar beets. Okay? So it still technically comes from a
Yes.
natural source.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But there's no nutrition with it. That's the difference. So that is how molasses is. Again, people will
Yes.
say it's a rich source of XYZ,
Yes.
but how much molasses do you need to consume? Is it a whole entire cup?
Yeah.
Before you get any amount of minerals or vitamins that they're talking about.
I see.
Whereas you can have a fruit or something else, it's going to give you more nutrition without all that sugar.
Okay.
Okay. What about honey?
Now I was wanted to ask that one. Surely, honey from
Natural.
bees, natural.
It's actually added sugar. It is considered
No,
added
no, no,
sugar.
no, no, no,
yes,
no, no, no.
By the World Health Organization.
I'm leaving
yes.
the studio now.
Yes. Yes.
What?
It is an added sugar. So there's so many times people say to me, Ashley, I have diabetes, or Ashley, I'm trying to be healthy. Don't worry, I just put honey in my tea, not sugar, so it's not bad for me.
Yes.
I can put as much as I want.
Yes.
That's the issue. No, you cannot put as much as you want. Can you have honey? You can. But everything in moderation. When people hear, oh, it comes from bees, they think it's natural, they think it's healthy, they think there's nothing bad about it. But the truth is, it is highly concentrated in sugar. That's the difference. We're getting a lot of sugar and not a lot of nutrition. So does it soothe your throat? Is it good in dawa when you have a cold and a flu? Yes, but we still need to be mindful that it's added sugar and we're not getting nutrition. Remember, as a dietitian, when you consume something, I want you to get the most nutrition
indeed.
per the amount of calories you're consuming.
Sure.
And with these things, you're not getting a lot of nutrition. You are getting mostly sugar. It is not nutrient-dense
Yes,
foods.
yes.
And you're adding them to things.
So what
That's the difference.
So basically, what you've said, and you've demystified that. What you said, so honey and sukari, sugar,
Yes.
the one we put in the tea. There's literally no difference because what they nutritionally,
Yeah.
because all they are is just sweeteners. Then
Exactly. They're all sweeteners. They're all added sugar. So if we were to look at them, they all come from a natural source. Okay. Like I said, the sugar you put in the tea comes from sugar
Okay.
beets
Yeah.
or cane sugar,
yeah.
or there's the coconut sugar.
Bus.
That's technically, you think it's natural, but that's added.
Yes.
Yeah. The high fructose corn syrup, that just comes from corn.
Right.
Corn's natural.
Yes.
You see.
Yeah.
So they are all originating from natural sources.
yes.
However, they are just heavily concentrated in sugar
Yes.
as sweeteners, and we're not
Yeah.
getting other nutrients
Nutritional
with it,
value.
which is different. So
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
when we're getting the sugar in the milk or the yogurt, we're also getting protein, probiotics, potassium, vitamins, other minerals. When we're eating the fruit, we're getting minerals, vitamins, fiber for our gut health. You see. So all the rest are added. So I'm not saying we can't ever have those things. Have them and choose what you want. And I have them.
Yes.
And my kids have them.
but like Ashley says, in moderation.
There you go. Yes. So that's the issue we run into is people are like, but honey comes from the bees. Let me put as much as I want in my chai. It's not bad for me.
yes, yes.
And then they wonder why their blood sugars are through the roof and they wonder why they're gaining weight. You see. So again, everything originates from a natural place, but how much other nutrition are you getting along with that sugar? And as a dietitian, I want you to get the maximum nutrition when you're having that sugar. Yeah? So,
Is honey used in boosting the immune system?
so a lot of people will say that, and that's referencing the nutrients that they say are in the honey, which there are nutrients in honey, but again, it's in very, very small amounts. So you are better off eating fruits and vegetables and good sources of protein that will much more significantly boost and improve your immune system than honey. So the reason for honey when you're sick is it does coat your throat.
I was going to go there.
Yeah,
yes,
and
yes,
it goes with
yes.
a warm drink. So it's more of a soothing agent. It's not something that's going to work to cure your cough like the nutrients in fruits, vegetables, protein, things like that. So again, this is all science-based. And again, this is not to say you can't have honey when you're sick or have the dawa with honey. In fact, we always do. I swear by it. I am a giant believer in this dawa thing when you are sick. And how that's helping you is because of the lemon in it and the ginger in it. That
Those are
is
the key
supporting your
ingredients
immune
that
system. That is supporting your immune system. Yes. And then the warm and then the honey is what's soothing your throat. Yeah. So the cane sugar we talked about. What about this agave nectar? Have you guys heard about agave nectar?
Nope.
Okay, so this comes from a plant. This is also another sweetener. And coconut sugar, you'll see this on the shelves now in
Yes,
some
yes,
other,
yes.
again, added sugar.
Yeah.
So the point is everything is added.
Right.
I don't care what they tell you online, it's all added. So keep portions and moderation under control and be mindful of those things, right? So something else I want to tell you guys that's very interesting is when we think about how many grams of sugar we're getting in 1 teaspoon of each of these sweeteners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
So you're going to find honey, for example, is more concentrated in sugar than your sugar, the normal sugar you put in your chai.
Oh, really?
In 1 teaspoon of the sugar you put in your chai, you know the
Yes,
stuff
yes,
we
yes,
buy,
yes.
there's 4 grams of sugar.
Right.
And in 1 teaspoon of honey, there's 6.
What?
So if you're putting 3 teaspoons, you're getting 18 grams of sugar from the honey in your chai because
Is there
you're
anything
scooping,
like healthy sugar? I'm getting 6 grams of healthy sugar.
To be honest, no, it's all added sugar. That's a really good question. So it's about moderation. So the ways to get healthy sugar would be a fruit
Right.
or a healthy carb. That's where we go into our healthy carbs. That's where you're getting your healthy sugar.
Does the body break them down in different ways or the same way?
They break them down all the same. So your body isn't necessarily going to tell this is honey, this is sugar, this is cane sugar, this is coconut sugar, whatever. They're going to be broken down all the same to glucose, which is going to be the way that our body will utilize the energy and the sugar from that. So the difference is calories and nutrition. And again, are you getting nutrition along with that sugar or not? So, what is the recommended amount of added sugar per day?
Yes.
About 25 grams.
Which is how many teaspoons?
About 4 to 5.
Okay.
4 to 6. 4 to 6 teaspoons for the entire day. So remember, 1 teaspoon of honey is 6 grams. Yeah. So think how many cups of chai you're having.
Listen, Ash, before we go to the recommended,
Yes.
I need you to, because you've literally burst a bubble.
I know. Sorry, Pole. And it's Valentine's on Friday.
You know?
But it's one day out of the year. Enjoy.
So, and I actually blame the global north for this
Yes.
because we are told honey was healthy. Now, you have now just basically crucified that
I
one,
know.
a good one.
I know.
And you said honey, and you're saying honey is worse than natural sugar.
I wouldn't say it's worse. I'm saying it's more concentrated.
Sorry,
in
more
sugar.
concentrated.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't
Sorry,
like to say
sorry.
bad, better. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It's more concentrated
Yes.
than natural. Why are we told then that instead of sugar, use honey? Clearly, that's not the thing.
No. So I'm telling you, this is exactly what my passion is.
Yes.
There are so many unqualified people out there
Right.
spewing nutritional advice, sensationalizing it,
Yes.
trying to start their Instagram
Yes,
page,
yes.
trying to get clout, like
Bust.
whatever it
Yes,
is.
yes.
To change the narrative to get attention. And that's why I say you need to base the facts on science.
Right.
Be there, have the evidence for it. Like I'm reading here right now.
Indeed, yeah.
Literally the grams per teaspoon.
Yes.
So we need to look at this.
Yes.
And it really, really bothers me because I feel for the people listening.
Right.
They are getting bad information and
Right.
it's everywhere.
Right,
So what
exactly,
we
yeah.
need to do is we need to make sure we are listening to proper credentialed professionals that have the science base, just like you wouldn't go to a doctor who has not been certified. So please don't get your nutrition advice from somebody random online. So that is my soapbox.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So back to where we were. So now, good sugar, bad sugar. So what, like we were saying before I interrupted you,
Yes.
what is the recommended? Because I'm, wow, I love me coffee.
Yes, me too. Oh my gosh. You see me every time. I have it.
The bus. So, and I've got to do a cup, a mug,
Yes. Yes.
when first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Okay. And of course, now since we met Ashley, that has now changed. But
Yeah.
literally, before you, I used to do 3 mugs, and it's a big mug.
Okay.
And and then there's the syrups, you know,
Yep.
like the
The
caramel,
flavored,
the flavor,
yes.
to thing, and clearly that's sugar. I want you to touch on that
Oh,
as well.
boy.
Because
Please.
we're now all doing flavored coffee. Because that's a thing. That's
Yes,
a thing.
that came from the West.
Yeah,
I know.
that-
No, I know. We're to be blamed for a lot of
Oh,
things.
yes.
Absolutely.
And clearly that's just sugar.
It is.
Sugar.
It really, really is. And it's so concentrated in the sugar. And then the amounts that they put.
There we go.
That's the other thing, too. So, so there's once in a while, like, where I'm going to have that. But again, I always say, give me the syrup on the side because I'm going to treat myself today. I want a caramel latte.
Sharp.
Put it on the side. Let me add a little bit.
Right.
So, what I encourage people to do is fix your sweet craving from natural sources like the fruits, things like that, and slowly wean yourself away from adding the honey, adding the syrups, things like that. It's not going to change overnight. It's pole, one day at a time. I'm used to having 4 tablespoons in my chai. I'm going to switch to 3 for the next 2 weeks. See how I do. So it's those small, sustainable changes. Okay. So we really just want to get our palate used to it. Again, I don't believe in anything cold turkey, and you need to start where you personally are. Yeah. Another thing people will turn to is these alternative sweeteners, right? Like calorie-free,
yes,
sugar-free,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you have a lot of those things. And, as much as they're safe, by the way, which we're going to talk about the safety of them, it's still not something I necessarily recommend because you're not changing your palate. You're still allowing your palate to crave and get satisfied from that sweetness with no nutrition. At least you're not getting the calories. But as a dietitian, I want you to get nourishment and I want you to train your palate to then be satisfied from natural sources like fruit that are also nourishing your body. But of course, everything in moderation, everything once in a while.
So actually the question is, do we need sugar?
Okay. I like that. And that's a good one. Do we need sugar? No. Do we need the added sugar? Because there's very little added nutritional value. I'm correct?
Correct.
And
there's no
Ashley,
nutritional
hold on, Ash. You gotta leave it hanging.
Sorry.
When we get back, Ashley's gonna answer that question. I mean, wow, she's bust bubbles here today, ne?
That's what I come for.
Demystified a lot.
The honey one is hurting my feelings.
Yeah, even Mimi Sana. I'm gonna go home and throw that in the bin.
No, don't waste.
Don't. Okay,
Don't waste everything in moderation.
I'm gonna use it on Friday. You know what I'm saying?
my God.
Listen, 0719012600 or Spice FM KE. Wow, natural sugar and added sugar, fructose, lactose, honey, and that table sugar that you use. She's told you about your sugar cane. Yeah, what so? One wadi ka Yesu ya wajulu. We're done. Spice FM KE. Ashley Kiboda's in the studio. Ask those questions. We're getting back to Mariam's question. Do we need sugar? Next. Said 4 grams per tablespoon.
4 grams per teaspoon.
4 grams per teaspoon. But honey, the one that we were told is healthier than that sukari. Imagine it's got 6 grams per teaspoon. So technically, it's sweeter than table sugar. So if you're thinking about, this one is a healthier version, no. I'm still digesting the sugar story. And before we went on the break, Mariam, I'm sorry, Ashley. Wow.
I'm a party pooper, huh?
Sana.
And it's Valentine's on Friday. But listen, we'll get to the good part.
You know, what's your handle there again? You need to follow her, man. You need
It's
to.
dot time, THYME_, or just search my name, Ashley Kibuda, on
Very good.
Instagram. Yeah.
Brilliant, Ash. Sorry, Mariam, you had a question before we were rudely interrupted.
I was actually asking, does our body need sugar?
So added sugar.
You can handle both, actually.
Okay, so we need carbohydrates, yes, because eventually the carbohydrates break down into glucose, which is simple sugar, which our body utilizes for energy. We need that.
So the ugalis, the rice.
The ugalis, the rice, the yogurts, the fruits, all those kind of things, the starchy vegetables, yes. Does our body need, and also we get nutrients from that, right?
Yeah.
Fiber, vitamins, minerals, etc. Does our body need added sugar? No. Because it's just sugar. There is
Sorry.
no nutrition there.
Sorry, Ash. So there's a fitness junkie who's listening to you, and you're like, okay. So clearly there's dairy and there's fruits.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Carbs 100.
Good. Yep.
But then now, because the way you're talking about now, obviously we are now in the realm
Yes.
of added sugars.
Yes.
Remember when in school the glucose, for
Yes.
halftime?
Yeah, when you're going to
Yes.
run
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot, yeah.
Can I just to be on the safe side? Then just go buy myself a can of glucose.
No.
Oh, you see, she didn't even let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
That's why we're asking, because we get energy from that directly.
No, I know. You do get direct energy. It's quick energy, right? So if somebody is
But I think you figured out where I
if
was
somebody is
going.
having
Yeah.
low blood sugar in an emergency situation, yes. But again, that glucose, it is just glucose. Where's the nutrition?
I
Hapana.
see. Yes.
There is nothing.
Because the key thing here, and let's be together, because before we start fighting, Ashley's point as a dietitian is she's focusing on the nutritional value,
Yes.
the value add
Yes.
on all these two things we're talking about.
Yes. So when
Go on.
you
Yes.
So when you consume calories, I want to make sure that you are getting the most nutrients per those amount of calories that you're consuming. And when you're having added sweeteners and sugars, you are just getting sugar. You are not getting other nutrition and other nutrients. And that's a missed opportunity as a dietitian,
Sure.
right? So that's the thing. But does that mean we can never have added sugar? Absolutely not. And I'm a dietitian in my house. We have honey, we have maple syrup, we have sugar. I'm going to buy my kids donuts for breakfast on Friday because it's Valentine's Day. But ask me, how much do we use in a day and how often do my kids get donuts, right? So you can't go to these extremes. Everything in moderation, okay? And even if my kids have tea, they're going to have a teaspoon of sugar in it. But then I manage the rest of their day.
Right.
You know, my son loves peanut butter with honey on his toast in the morning. Absolutely. Go please enjoy that, Mr. Amani. And he does, right? But I'm not putting loads on it because, oh my God, honey's good for him. No.
Okay.
Because it is still a sweetener.
Okay.
So
Actually,
everything in moderation.
Away from, I know you're focused on the nutrition part of it. So
Yes.
what's happening to the body when you're going for a walk or you're going for a run and your body wants sugar? It actually demands for the sugar. So if you take like the glucose,
Yes.
or if you take a Fanta, you feel better and you get energized. What's happening to your body at that
Yes,
time?
exactly. So if you don't eat properly before exercising, you are not going to have any energy. And remember, carbs give us energy. So you are going to feel off, you're going to feel sick. And in order, especially people that are running a marathon, for example, they need to take a glucose and a sports beverage because they have depleted all of their sugar stores and their glycogen stores, which is stored glucose in their liver. So they must take that orally to be able to continue the marathon journey.
Okay.
So that's accurate. But that's in a very special case. That's not just your average person going to the gym or your average person running a 5 or 10K. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So again, and the reason we would want to do glucose is because it's so quickly absorbed because there's not fiber there slowing that absorption. So when we have fiber, it prevents a blood sugar spike.
Okay.
So for people with diabetes, for example, but when you're running a marathon, you need that fast blood sugar spike. So you want sugar in its purest form so your body doesn't have to digest it. So you can just use it as energy and just go.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
We've asked her many side questions. Did she answer your question?
Yes, she did.
Okay, now, and we're not going to mention brands.
Correct.
But
Okay, I'm gonna try hers, yes.
but first of all, now I'm that guy who goes to a coffee house.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because Ashley told us we must snack. But
Yes.
but she's told us the snacks that
Moderation.
have got moderation and the ones that have nutritional value. But there's that person who's like, yeah, skip you. What we're gonna do is that they have to have themselves an iced mocha, and a slice of salted caramel cake, on a daily.
Okay.
I want you to be, because you generally are, blatantly, brutally honest.
I love that.
That's unhealthy.
I mean, it's not healthy. You're not getting nutrition from that. There's no nutrition. The only nutrition you would get in that is you're getting maybe a few grams of protein from the milk that's in your mocha.
Okay.
That's a part of your coffee.
Okay.
But that is all added sugar.
Okay.
There's no fiber, no nutrients.
Okay. Yeah, so there's no nutritional value, but is it detrimental to your health?
How often is this person doing it?
Daily. Once
Every
a day.
single day for
Yes.
like 5 years?
Yeah, boy.
Okay, yeah. They're definitely going to have impacts on their blood sugar levels in terms of they're now at risk for diabetes. They're going to put on weight, because I would say that is at least, give or take, depending on the size of their beverage and the size of the cake, that's at least 600 additional calories. Just as an average, we need about 2,000 calories a day, and they're getting 600 calories just in that snack, and it's all added sugar. The other thing is, because it's refined carbs, it doesn't have the fiber and things like that. They are also going to have high triglyceride levels, which
High
is
what?
triglyceride levels.
I love it when she starts speaking French.
Which, when you go to the doctor and you get your cholesterol levels read, that's one thing they're going to read. And basically, that's the fat that's in your blood. And that increases with the more added sugar you have and the more refined carbs you have. So I'd be very concerned with this person of putting on excess weight, being at risk for diabetes, and being at risk for heart disease now, because they're having a lot of excess fat in their blood.
Now, speaking of which, and you talk about doctors and cholesterol, right? A lot of people, especially we were talking about exercising, and energy drinks,
Yes.
right? Some people consume energy drinks and they don't necessarily exercise.
Yes.
In fact, there's a brand that has come onto the market, and I remember I was carrying a can or bottle of the same Sid. Went to the doctors, and it's like I literally walked in with cocaine.
Yeah.
The doc, wow. First of all, drop that thing in that bin over there,
Yeah.
and then you must never consume. He didn't make a general. He was very specific, but generally said energy drinks generally no good.
Yeah, that's correct. There's no benefits to energy drinks, and they have a lot of things added to them. They have a lot of herbal things that can be added to them, and they're not regulated all the time, and they can have side effects. They can have high levels of sugar, a lot of caffeine,
Yes, caffeine,
excessive
yes,
amounts of
yes,
B vitamins. There's been studies how they're very unhealthy for you, and specifically kids,
Yes.
because if you'll notice, energy drinks
Yeah.
are very much marketed towards kids. And I even see it when my kids are watching YouTube and the commercials that are coming on. My kids are like, "Mom, we want this energy drink. We want this." And I'm like, "Oh my God, no." And so we also have to know there's a difference between sports drinks and energy drinks.
Thank you.
Yes.
There you go. Fafanua, which means explain.
Okay. So the energy drinks are what we just talked about.
Yes.
Yeah. The sports drinks are what Miriam was asking me about. So when we're running a marathon and we need some glucose to keep us running that marathon, and we need a blast of electrolytes because it's hot out and we're running excessively, there is a time to have that. But that is for somebody who is working out hard and running. You know what I mean? Not your average person, not to sit and give your kids that when they're sitting at home playing video games. They don't need that added sugar. They don't need those things. All these things serve a purpose, and for an intended purpose, and that's what they should be used for.
I like that. One more Ash in terms of drinks. Now, obviously, no brands mentioned, but you walk into a shop, okay, and you go to the fridge, yeah, well, and it says, and you see them now these days. The global north confused me. You know,
Yeah, no, we're responsible, 100%.
There's the original, then you see then there's the sugar free, okay, and because just for for kicks and giggles. So you buy the sugar-free one, because you've met Ashley, ne? and then you open the damn thing, ne? And then you take a sip. It tastes soft, but it still tastes sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the story there? Are you taking the piss?
So, okay, so the difference is that the original one has added sugar, has like the sugar we talked about, like the white sugar you put in, high fructose corn syrup, something like that. The other one has an alternative sweetener, which has 0 added sugar and 0 calories.
So it is healthier. Am I putting you on the spot?
So here's what I would say. No soda is healthy.
Thank you.
I would never recommend people to have soda.
Right.
But remember what I said. When you are going to have something that isn't healthy,
Right.
I don't want you to get excessive calories from it.
Right.
So when you're having a regular soda,
Right.
you're going to get 200 to 500 calories and 80 grams of added sugar.
Right.
When I said no more than 25 for your entire day, you're getting 80 grams
Wow.
in one serving of that soda.
Wow.
As opposed to the one that has no added sugar, you're getting no calories and no added sugar.
see.
So as a dietitian, I don't want you to get 500 calories and 80 grams of added sugar. That's going to not only not be good for your body, but also your teeth. You're going to have blood sugar spikes, blood sugar dips, things like this. So, and with that said, I know a lot of people right now are saying, but those alternative sweeteners, they cause cancer and they cause seizures and they cause all these problems and they're so unsafe. Okay.
Let's talk about alternative sweeteners.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So, and they'll cite studies. Okay. And the study that they always say is about the cancer.
Sorry, Ash. So,
Yeah.
just to put in context so that, because we are talking about many things, alternative sweeteners. Now, I remember first seeing this, you find them, for example, in hotels.
Yeah.
And I remember first seeing this when, as a child, because mom would be exercising. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to go down left. Let me just stay on the path.
Yes.
That was alternative sweeteners, a healthy option.
Yes, and that's what they're still touted at as a healthier option because they don't have calories and they don't have added sugar, but they still give you that sweetness.
Yeah, because I've got a sweet tooth.
Yeah, so examples would be Splenda, sucralose, aspartame, right? Aspartame, I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh my God, that one's the worst. So aspartame is the one that people always cite as it's in a lot of diet sodas.
Right.
Okay, I don't believe it's here in Kenya. I think it's sucralose instead. But anyways, the point remains is that whenever we say something is dangerous for us, we need to look at the studies. And the study that said seizures and brain cancer and things like this was done in the 1920s and it was done on rats.
100 years ago.
Yes.
Wow.
And so it is very unethical to correlate that to human health outcomes. We have different metabolisms and we are surely a different weight than mice. Yeah. So when they looked at humans, right, everything is a risk out there. Yeah. But the hazard is in the amounts of something we are consuming. Everything's a risk. Sure. So everything comes down to the amounts. And what they found is that a 150-pound person, what is that, like 60 kgs, can have 15 to 19 cans of diet soda every single day for the rest of their life before they ever see the slightest increase in their risk of cancer due to that alternative sweetener.
Oh.
Okay?
What?
Yes. So
Say that one more time, please.
So if you're
60 kgs.
60 kgs, yes,
Yeah,
thank you. You can have 15 to 19 cans of diet soda or those alternative sweeteners every single day for the rest of your life before you'll see the slightest increase in your risk of cancer due to those alternative sweeteners. Okay? I am not saying go have a case of Diet Coke every day. I am not encouraging people to drink soda. Of course, I want water, things like this. But what I am saying is don't act out of fear. Go there and empower yourself. That's what my goal is. Empower you with information so you can make an educated decision based on science, not based on fear.
Sure.
Oh.
And that is what I'm here to do.
Good one.
And the other thing is, the packets like you were talking about, like at the coffee shops or the hotels,
yes.
they also found that you can have 100 of those every single day.
What are you talking?
Yes. Because the risk is that the hazard isn't there. Remember?
Yes.
Hazard comes in the amounts. Yeah, and anything's dangerous in high amounts, right?
Yes.
So let's stick with the facts and let's now make a decision for ourselves. So if you ask me, and I'm going out for pizza or a burger and chips, because guess what? I do that. I definitely want a Diet Coke on the side. Love Diet Coke. You know, and it's not because it's healthier. I just prefer that taste better. I don't like the way the sugar sits on my teeth. It just feels off. I'm going to have that. And I am not worried I'm going to get cancer because I look at my rest of my day and the rest of my daily habits. Yeah, but I also know I don't want 80 grams of added sugar. I definitely don't need that, you know? So again, I'm not saying these alternative sweeteners are the answer because, like I said, my goal for people is to be able to satisfy their sweet craving with fruit and natural sources as opposed to just adding things.
Ashley, this is one of the reasons why we love you. But listen, now let's be clear here because now it's about language.
Yes.
You say alternative sweetener.
Yeah.
What if I use the word artificial?
They're the same.
Thank you.
Yes, good call. Thank you for that. Yeah. So this is all of your like calorie-free, sweet things that don't have sugar that you add. So anything not sugar, not the sweeteners we talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you. So me, for clarity, me with my sweet tooth.
Yes.
I.
Yes.
First of all, remember when we started and I told her we spoke about my smoothie in the morning.
Yeah.
And, the avocado, she said, don't, instead of one, to increase that. Then the honey, she was waiting for this day.
Yeah.
So ideally, I should use, because I put the fructose in there.
The fruit.
Yeah, with the banana.
Yep.
Yeah. And I want to talk about that. But so it is better for me to use an alternative sweetener vis-a-vis honey.
You can make that choice, right? Because I would say, what do you prefer? What do you like? What is sustainable for you? And what does the rest of your day look like?
By the way, what is sustainable? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what does the rest of your day look like? So for me personally, I like things that are more whole food based.
Right.
So I personally would choose the honey.
Right.
But then I would watch the rest of my added sugar throughout the day. Like I use honey all the time. I make these energy bites, like homemade granola bars for my kids. I put honey in them. Yeah. I do those things.
Right.
Yeah. Because I like this whole food approach.
Right.
But I just want people to be mindful that you're not getting all this nutrition that the internet tells you and that it is still an added sugar.
And now I'm going to rush you, Ash, because of time. But I need answers, man.
Okay.
Let's go back to the fructose.
Yes.
And for energy for exercising.
Yes.
In broad strokes, clearly most of the people who are listening to you are here in Kenya.
Yes.
What are the fructose that you recommend for, obviously, for the sugar levels and energy and nutrition? Because top of mind, it's banana.
Yeah. Any and all. I want you to have variety.
Okay.
But I want
same with pineapple.
Yes. So what I want you to do, the healthiest thing you can do is have all the different fruits. One day it's pineapple, one day it's mango, one day it's papaya, one day it's banana, one day it's apple, one day it's grapes, or whatever's affordable to you, whatever's available to you. But the key is variety. There's not one best fruit.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Is there one that's
There's
better?
not. And so people will say, this is the superfood.
Yeah.
Berries. But if you're only eating berries all the time, you're only getting the nutrients that are in berries. You're missing out on the nutrients in the mango. You're missing out on the nutrients in the banana because all the different colors of the fruits and vegetables give you different nutrients and different antioxidants. So you're completely missing out if you're eating the same things every single day.
So that's why fruit salad is good.
Yeah, mixed.
Okay.
You had spoken about the recommended quantity of sugar
Yes.
that you're supposed to take in your body.
Of the added sugar, right?
Of the added sugar.
Yes.
Oh, it was just added sugar.
Just
but
added.
natural sugar, you can take as much as you want.
Yes.
What about the people who are actually weight conscious? Because I know that.
Yep.
Let me not say no.
Yeah.
I hear that there's some certain fruits that actually make you gain weight.
Yeah. So that's also not true. That's another myth that, we shouldn't have this fruit if we're trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Bananas give you belly fat. It is impossible for any food to just go to one part on your body. Like, it's literally not possible. Just like they'll say, eat an avocado and it'll reduce your belly fat. Also not possible. You have to go to the gym and focus on your core. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I would say again is everything in balance. And so remember the plate. Yeah. So for breakfast, you divide it in 4. It has a fist of fruit. It has a fist of carbs. It has your protein and it has your vegetable. Okay. So that's what I would say. So I meant to say, like, don't just eat all fruits. You still have to have the balanced plate. But what I'm saying is if you love the pineapple and you want another serving, you don't have to be worried about it.
Are you telling me fruits cannot make you gain weight? Never.
It depends on what else you're doing and what else you're eating. So I'm not saying you should eat 10 fruits a day and have piles of them that cover your plate 10 times a day. Because again, they are still calories. But what I am saying is that you don't have to worry about the added sugar, and they are nutritious. I would never recommend somebody overdoes it on even things that are healthy. We shouldn't overdo it. It's still moderation. When I say brown rice is healthy, it doesn't mean you can have the whole plate of brown rice. When I say skooma is healthy, it doesn't mean you should just eat skooma. When I say fruits are good for you, it doesn't mean just eat fruits and eat all of them until you're sick. It's still everything in moderation and proper portion. But what I did mean to say is that fruits don't have the added sugar. So when you're craving something sweet, that's what I want you to go to.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
good question.
Now we spoken about, remember when we spoke about brown rice, white rice?
Yes.
Brown ugali, white ugali.
Yes.
Brown sugar, white sugar.
Same.
Same WhatsApp group.
Same.
Hey, yeah, well, boss.
Same. And actually, it's the 4 grams.
Yeah.
Remember the 4 grams per
Yes.
teaspoon?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah,
Wow.
it's just, how the processing and where it's derived from. Yeah.
Does the sugar cane fall under fruits?
No.
Tell me about custard apples.
The fruit.
That's a fruit, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. In fact, I like those. They're
I
very
hate them.
nice.
Too much sugar.
You think they're too
you're concerned, eh? You're going to go home today and do a lot of things.
No, I actually don't like custard apple at all. It's too much sugar. I've always
it's
doubted
too
whether
sweet
it's
for you.
really, yeah.
No, it's a fruit. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So again, these are natural sweetness because again, we're thinking it's a complex carb. It has the fiber with it. It has all the vitamins, the minerals, the electrolytes, all those things that we want. But again, have the serving of your fist and always have it with a protein.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so all right, Ash. Now breakfast. Okay, and hey, Baba, think fast. So I've got my fruit salad. We don't usually have fruit salad for breakfast though. I've got my fruit salad. I've done my smoothie. If I'm gonna, coffee has got that caffeine.
Yep.
And then and it's got the lactose. Ideally, try your bestest not to add added sugar.
Correct. But again, if you like a little bit of sugar, like let's say you're using 4 teaspoons of sugar,
Sure.
I'd say, okay, try doing 3 for the next week.
Please.
How do you do?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
small,
gonna try that.
sustainable
Yeah,
changes.
yeah.
But I wanted to talk a bit about your breakfast.
Yes.
It's too high in carbs. We have no protein there. You're having fruit salad and you're having a fruit smoothie. Where's your
Nice.
protein?
Nice.
So again, and where's your
eggs?
vegetable? Eggs, great, but I need you to have 2 or 3.
Okay.
1 egg is
Okay.
not enough.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Sharp.
So if you're going to do a smoothie, put in some real Greek yogurt.
Right.
That, so now we're getting your protein,
Right.
1 fruit,
Right.
and you don't need the fruit salad because you've already had the fruit in your smoothie.
Yes.
So again, we're overdoing it in the food groups. It all comes down to balance and fitting on that balance plate.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, man, I wish we had 2 hours, but our time is is precious, for she comes from far. Now, I really wanted to talk about, but that's just a topic for another day.
Which is what?
And I want us to bookmark that because a lot of we relate diabetes with sugar.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we've run out of time. I want us to answer that question here, but also you might have a question for Ashley. So it's dot time, THYME, and please, we've got to talk about this. Ashley, you have demystified it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having
Natural
me.
sugar and added sugar. What's the sweeter deal? Now you know the deal. We'll see you next week.